better hugs.
So there was a time in, and some of you probably know this, but there was, when they were doing Scream 3, they had written a version of the film where Stu comes back and was running high school killers from prison. And then unfortunately the tragedy of Columbine High School happened and they rightly so changed the entire script. But in the zeitgeist, it has been available before. And the last two movies, they are full of Easter eggs. So look, the reality is that I would love to come back if it makes sense for this franchise. If they found a great way to do it, I think it'd be super fun. But the franchise does not need Stu, that's for sure. Does not need Stu. I assure you, it's going to do just fine. Without,
Wanna go find out?
I think it's made like $1 billion. I think it's fine.
Matt, she's coming just for the hug competition, so get your hug ready.
Security. It feels very slutty.
Got a 2 for 1.
He wins.
What about Rose and I? Are we talking?
All right, well, he wooed you. That's you guys got married in that moment. All right, let me see. Okay, here we go.
Knowing what you know now, acting-wise, would you have prepared pre-production or acting-wise differently for your role? Would you have not sucked?
It's impossible. I don't know. That's hard to. I mean, I think you are where you are in that moment, and it's hard to look back and want to change anything. To be honest, I know what you mean, and there's definitely. I think I'm better now, but I don't think I would have changed it. It's part of the experience. It was part of it. So I wouldn't have changed anything.
I think they were like, you two together was like Wimbledon tennis, like the highest level people, you and Stu batting back and forth. I can't think of one thing personally in your performances that could be better, to be honest with you.
Thank you, Rose. That's so sweet. Thank you. Let me see, should I hit this side too?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a question?
How did you all get into acting?
Oh. Lee?
Wow. So, you know, as a stuntman first, I love being a stuntman. I'll always be a stunt guy first. And as a stuntman, and Jeff will chime in on this, is that we get to play a lot of parts and get, you know, beat up or killed or something like that real quick. It's like this guy that shows up on Star Trek back in the day with the red jersey thing on. You know he was gonna die. But he had to throw a couple lines and get tased, and off, you know, off to the cosmos he went. So as a stunt guy, I had the physical skills, but then we had to learn the acting skills. So we had the ability to do these bit parts, or what would be like an indie nondescript parts. And so as a byproduct of being a stunt guy, I studied acting so that it would expand my repertoire so I could do more work and get better parts. I think it's different for everybody, and I won't speak, but how many of you are artists in the room of some sort? Singers, writers, you draw, you're painters, actors. It's something we talk about at these things all the time, or something I like to mention is that, you know, the real success in your life is finding what you love to do. And I think when we all found it and found what we love to do,
we just never wanted to stop doing it. And so if you find that thing, don't hold Hollywood as the measure of success or whatever your medium is, that there's some level out there that you haven't reached. You found success already. Just never stop doing it. Sometimes you have to have other jobs, kind of what this is for us at times, and to support what you love to do, but just keep doing it. And don't think you haven't achieved something because Hollywood tells you differently. That's, again, keep doing what you love and never look back. And you never know what'll happen.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not time for maybe 2 or 3 more questions.
And then we're done, bro? Star Trek coming in? Halloween?
I gotta go put on my Klingon outfit.
Thank you. First of all, thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy lives for, to come talk to us and listen to us. And super rad. My question is, if you could go back in the franchise and save somebody, whose death would you change? Keeping in mind that Stu lives and justice for Tatum.
Not Randy. How about Dewey?
Dewey!
Sign that to him. This, I just have to say one thing. I never remember having sex. Why am I dead?
Are you ready?
So were you and Matt friends before or after Scream?
Neither.
Why don't you shut your face? I will say, can I say real quick, is that one of the great things about this whole experience for us is that we get to spend a lot of time together. And this is like a family. So we travel to these cons. These cons have changed our lives, right? So you have to understand that there's all this time in between work that we don't get paid, right? And so much of our life is waiting for somebody else to give us the permission to do what we do best. And it's a brutal life. It's brutal. So you have to understand that these cons are life-changing for the people at these conventions, us included. So we are so grateful for you guys showing up at our tables, waiting in lines, and then giving us your hard-earned money. We hope that the transaction is a two-way transaction, that you feel our appreciation as deeply as we appreciate these moments. But the reality is that this has been a joy. This has been like a gift to us, is that we're together like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was joking. Two more? Thank you, honey. Oh, thank you.
All right, we got time for 2 more. I know I have to be the bad guy.
Hang on, let me get over there close. Let me bring my wireless mic over there. Excuse the wire of my wireless mic.
Hi everyone. What was it like to work with the late great Wes Craven?
Wow, yeah. Oh, you spend a lot more time. You guys have spent a lot more time with him, but he was kind of everything in a way. I mean, he was the most gentle man. He was the most knowledgeable man about a wide variety of topics. So, and I think he was just fascinating. There were so many aspects of his life that were just so interesting and compelling to get to know him a little bit as a person outside of his work as a director. I think the unique thing about Scream was he knew, and kind of what he was playing with was the idea that if he could get an audience laughing, he opened you up emotionally enough to scare the shit out of you. And it's just a fascinating idea that comes from his understanding of psychology. He chose colors for Freddy that were researched as to why he chose those colors. And So he was just an amazing man. Later, I worked with him later on a movie after Scream, and he had open heart surgery by that point, which I had, so we were communing about that. He had become an avid woodworker, which I had been during that time, and so it just seemed like he was always exploring life, and he was an amazing man, a really amazing man.
Anybody else have any of that? If not, last question.
The pressure!
You're right here, and I'm tired.
Thank you. I've always wanted to know, was it real when you hit Matt with the phone?
Matt, was it real?
That is not the last question. It was, yeah. He threw the phone at me, and he's a dick.
A good one? You got one to close it out with? Okay.
So, like, you could pick any movie, like, if you didn't start with Scream kind of thing, if any horror movie all the way back to, like, Nosferatu even, which one would you want to, like, star in?
Let's do that. Start here, move down, so we get everybody. Yeah.
Psycho.
Ooh!
Yeah. Hitchcock Blonde. Oh my gosh, Janet Lee. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Thank you. Made my week. You've been an amazing Marion Crane. I probably would have also said Psycho, except for I would want to probably be the guy, Anthony Perkins. I would have wanted to be Norman Bates. I think with short brown hair, I could have done it. Just saying.
That's tough for stunt guys. There's so many of them, but The Shining was something I really enjoyed. Just a lot of fun stuff, for sure.
Mad Love with Peter Lorre. I want to sew the hands of a knife murderer onto a concert pianist and take his life away from him. Wait, we can't be in Scream? That's the rule, this is hard. Honestly, I'm gonna just say this, and you don't think of it. Jaws. Richard Dreyfuss, that was an incredible role.
And Showgirls isn't an option, right? You guys know me, I'm a classics guy, so I'm taking it back to black and white Universal monsters. Anything in that genre, I'd love to play like some Karloff stuff, that'd be really cool.
So I recently worked with a guy by the name of Mike Flanagan. We did a movie called Life of Chuck, which is not a horror film, based on a Stephen King movie, a short story. If I had to choose anything, I would work with Mike Flanagan for the rest of my life.
What about Avery? Can we ask Avery?
Yeah, let's ask Avery. Hey, who would you be?
No pressure. Whatever you got.
I'd probably say Jaws, too. Watching people get eaten by sharks.
I think I'd go with Here's Johnny.
And with that, please give them a round of applause. We're going to go back to the car.